Alrighty guys, today I'm bringing you Potica made magic. Potica is a classic Slovenian dessert, and you can get fillings like tarragon or even poppy, which is also pretty popular, but today we're doing walnut, which my family always did. This is a centuries-old tradition that is certainly the definition of labor of love. You can find the whole recipe free on my blog, or for $5 a month you can join my Patreon and get print and e-version recipe cards for your collections. Now the very first thing is to set up your instant yeast. You're just going to take some lukewarm milk, a teaspoon of sugar, and 4 tablespoons of flour and mix it with about a package of instant yeast, maybe like a half a tablespoon or so. This activates the yeast and gets it nice and frothy, and once upon a time people might have used something else. They might have used like sourdough starter or a more natural leaven, but in the modern era we have things that rise a lot faster. And yet still this recipe manages to take forever. Next you're going to get that room temperature softened butter, you're going to add your sugar, you're going to add your vanilla sugar, which if you don't have that, just add like vanilla extract and a little extra sugar. Cream it up and then separate 6 yolks from egg whites. Save the egg whites because you're going to need those for the filling. Once that's all in there and combined, zest 1.5 of your 3 lemons and add a little bit of rum from your raisins. By this point the yeast should be pretty frothy, so you're just going to take that and dump it into your batter, and then you're going to add your milk and some salt. Don't forget your salt, oh my goodness. And then add all your flour bit by bit. Once it starts getting too hard for your hand mixer, it's time to turn over to the other hand mixer and then add more flour as you need until you can turn it out and get it nice and elastic. If you don't have a stand mixer, you're going to be needing that for a little bit, but then let it rest until it doubles and grind up 500 grams of walnuts. Then whip your egg whites, add the rest of your lemon zest from those other 1.5 lemons, your sugar, and of course all those walnuts. Just as I was talking about with my kifličke recipe, walnut has always been a part of, traditions and festivities like weddings, holidays, things like that. And so the magic in this, especially when you combine it with rum, is one that brings wealth and abundance and fertility, good innocent mischief, and a removal of all old energies and an invitation for all new and exciting energies. But split that dough in half and knead it together a little bit, and then roll it out to 1/2 to 1/4 inch thick. Then scoop half your filling out and just get it to edge as much as you can. At this point take your rum raisins and very liberally sprinkle them. I like a lot of raisins in my Potica. But now it's just a matter of rolling them up like a little jelly roll and getting it all set into this kind of log shape. The tighter you roll it, the better the swirl will come out as far as I'm concerned, so definitely try, and then you're going to pinch the edges and you're going to take off any extras, and now we're going to get our Petičnik. This is a traditional baking dish for Potica that I got in Slovenia this year. To season it for the first time, I filled it completely with whole milk and let it sit in the oven for hours. Take your butter like a child takes a stick of fresh chalk and go to town on that Petičnik. Then heft this boy in there and let it rest again until it proofs a second time. Even with instant yeast that can take quite a while depending on how warm your house is. But my second half of this recipe was actually too much for my bread pan, so I ended up having 3 loaves total. Right before you bake it though, add a little bit of egg and milk together and brush it on top, and then after an hour of baking, you have it. A really golden brown, crisp, yet moist inside, wonderful Potica. Wishing everyone a happy holidays this year.